For years, I've been charging at this house, and I've been using this 120 volt outlet. Welcome back to Notch EV. Today I'm in Maine, and I wanted to talk about something that I think more EV owners might want to do, which is installing a NEMA 1450 outlet at a family member's house. For years, I've been charging here on a 120 volt outlet. Now that I have the Gravity and it has a 123 kilowatt hour battery, I felt like it was time. Let me look into upgrading a 1450 outlet. This is something that I think many EV owners could get a lot of value out of if they were to install this. Well, at their own house would be a great idea if possible. But in certain cases, it makes sense to do it at places you visit a lot, because here in rural Maine, it makes it a lot easier. If I come up for the weekend, I can get a full charge again before heading back to New York City. Whereas before I got this outlet installed, I might be able to get the car up to like 40%. It's just a nice addition to a location that I am constantly at, and it's going to make my life a lot easier, and it's something that might make your guys' lives a little bit easier. So let me walk you through some of this. For years, I've been charging at this house, and I've been using this 120 volt outlet, and I've been getting trickle charges all this time. And with the Model Y, that sort of worked decently enough, but with the Gravity, I have a bigger battery, and this is a little slow. So I just got this installed. NEMA 1450 outlet. This is a 50 amp outlet rated, 50 amp rated. And I'm not an electrician, but the electrical code, you can use like 80% of it for continual load. So a 40 amp charger is what I want to put on this. And I'll talk about that in a second. But if you're going to install one of these, you definitely want to do it the right way. You want to talk to an electrician, and you want to make sure you get the right kind of outlet and the right kind of housing and the right gauge wire and everything. But this, if you look up close, you can see it's the Hubbell UL certified. This even has this sort of, you could kind of see that electric car icon on there. It's a very heavy duty style outlet. A lot of times electricians will install a cheap one if they're buying it themselves, so that they don't spend as much money on their end and get the install and get more profit, which makes sense. But they need to know if it's for an EV, you need to be getting a good outlet. These cost more, but it's a fire hazard and something you definitely want to do. And also look into getting these a metal housing for this box too. Try to avoid all the plastics where you can. So this one wires through here, then we come around, and I'll cut through this door, and we get wired into, I believe it's this 50 amp breaker right here. One of the big differences between this is, the speed. This is with a mobile charger, you're going to get like 1.4 kilowatts charging speed with this. And with the proper mobile charger on this, you can get 9.6 kilowatts. So there's a huge difference. This is almost 7 times faster than this. So in the real world, that means the difference between like me coming in here really late on a Friday night with a low percent of battery, using this is the difference between leaving on Sunday with a full battery versus this is barely getting into the 50% range, if that. This gets you up and going basically overnight. And so this is going to be super helpful. In that outlet, I'm going to be installing this mobile charger by EVDANCE. I actually asked them for an extension cord as something I could do a review on, and they were nice enough to send me this as well, which is coming in great handy for having a mobile charger that I could leave in this location. But this one is a ETL certified mobile charger, which means it passed the North America safety testing for electrical faults, temperature rise, mechanical stress, and environmental pressure. This is something you should just keep in your car. If your EV doesn't come with a mobile charger, honestly, you definitely should get one, because then you could plug in at any random house. This also has an adapter, let me show it to you, so that you could plug it into a 120 volt, like if you want to trickle charge and get 12 amps. But you can use the NEMA 1450 plug here. And the cool thing about this is this gives you 40 amps, which is the max of what you can be doing with that outlet. If you're new to EVs, like when I first started driving, I paid more money for the Tesla mobile charger, and the Tesla mobile charger only goes up to 32 amps. So this is a good deal. You're going to get faster charging with this. As far as mobile charging goes, is a really good fast one, and it's safety certified. It's a real solid option for the price. Okay, let's plug this thing in. Nice. Just easily can plug that in there, and then you can see we got power. The screen is nice. It gives you information. It also has a mobile app and Wi-Fi you can connect to. I'm just getting here and trying it in this house, so I'm not connected to any Wi-Fi, but you can see right there, it's recognizing that it's capable of doing 40 amps on this outlet. So that's exactly what we want to see. It has temperature gauge, voltage, and it will, when I plug it into the car, it will count how long and how much it's delivered energy-wise. You can hold down this A button, and then you could click through if you want to limit your amperage, if you needed to, for reasons for safety for your house. They have all these different options, but 40 is what we want for here. One of the really great safety things about this is if it detects a fault in the outlet or in the unit, it can cut power in like 25 milliseconds. And if you're plugged into somebody's house that you're not familiar with the electric, that's a really nice peace of mind versus if you were going with something that was like a cheaper build. So spending the money for this at least gives you some peace of mind, and it's actually really well priced. So it's kind of a win-win there. Also, this one is with the NACS handle because I have a NACS port, but you can do it with CCS, not CCS, but you can also do it with J1772, and these handles are also rated for 10,000 cycles. So you can be plugging this in once a day, every day for 27 years. They're all, you see right here, my cord is, I'm in the mushy snow of Maine, but all this stuff is also weather certified so that you can be in a downpour. These things are going to hold up fine. Now I'm plugged in here. You can see here I'm at 73% and getting 9 kilowatts on this. I love that. That's really awesome. You're not getting that with the Tesla branded mobile charger. So EVDANCE really coming through with that. And if you drop these things are drop test rated with that certification. And if you run it over, it's got like a 2-ton certification. So this thing is pretty strong. Like, you're good. If you box and drop it and run it over, no problems. Everything should be good. And it's perfectly fine in this mess that we're in right now. I kind of said it earlier in the video, but having a mobile charger, I think, is definitely underrated. If you have an EV, you should keep one in your frunk or your trunk, because if you're going to friends, family, Airbnbs, there's so many opportunities that you can use them. I'm going to put a link in the description for the EVDANCE one that I'm using here because it's a great option, and I thank them a lot for sending it to me. I do recommend it. I wish I didn't spend my money on a slower one in the past when I could have, if I only knew about this one, for instance. And then going back to the outlet, make sure if you do install an outlet, which also I really think is a valuable idea, the cost of doing that will obviously be a little bit when you first start it up. But if you are coming to a certain house a lot, and they're willing to pay for your electric, and if you just install in their house, then you won't have to pay for fast charging, or it might even be an area where there might not be fast charging around. So it could be a lifesaver to have a high-speed outlet, but make sure you do it right. Do it, on a dedicated breaker and with the proper outlet. I also have a link for the outlet in the description here, because the last thing I want you to do is to install one that could be a fire hazard at your family's house. That would not be a good day for anybody, and certainly not a good day for EV news. Thank you for watching this video, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, this is the one interesting thing about my setup, is that outlet is way back there. So the outlet's way back there, and they park their car. They have this RAV4 here and this big tractor here. So the cord is actually not long enough to get out to my car. So one of the reasons I got in touch with EVDANCE in the first place was because they make this cool extension cord. So I have the actual 40 amp mobile charger plugged in right here to the extension cord. And this has a little locking mechanism. You stick it in, lock it, and then I have all this extra length. And this cord is rated, the same way as the actual charger itself. So now I can be parked out here and get my charge. If I didn't have this, I'd have to get them to move the car. So this is actually a really great combo. And I love it. It makes me so happy because I'm very self-sufficient with this setup, where I could come in. I came in at midnight last night, plugged in my charger to my outlet for the very first time. I'm glad it worked because I didn't know for sure. Extended my extension cord, came out and plugged in the car, went to bed, came out with a well-charged battery.